here and you're on the red into this corner pocket.
OK, Kenny, thank you very much. And indeed, thank you to all of you who have been tweeting us and sending us messages. It's always fascinating to hear your opinions and, of course, to be able to put your questions to these guys in the studio. All right, but I think it's time for the rest of the 4 frames that we have for you this afternoon in this semi-final. There comes Mark. He's holding that 3-1 advantage as we go back now to Willie and to John.
Thank you, Hazel. Nice little interesting conversation, and Ken, as ever, showing us how to play the shots. He was unlucky not to get through to this stage with Ken because he lost 6-5 to Peter Lyons.
Just give it a couple of seconds.
Of course, we all know how hard it is to qualify to get to this stage, and obviously Mark Allen being in the top 16, he didn't have to go through all that. And he'll be very pleased with himself to have a 3-1 lead. And Ricky Walden, well, there's another 4 frames left of this first session of the match. You just feel that he'd like to win 3 of the 4.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Frame 5.
We'll see how it unravels.
Mark Allen to break.
Yes, I think the key thing is to hang on to his coattails here. Even 2-all wouldn't be a bad result. You know, 5-3 behind and the best of 17 is no problem. But as we often say over matches of this distance, you can't win the match in the first session, but you can certainly lose it. So what he can't afford to do is lose 3 of this next 4 frames to go 6-2 behind.
Yeah, poor break-off shot that from Mark Allen, and he's very fortunate the green has come to his rescue. Otherwise he'd have left a sitter to the left middle. So if Ricky's contemplating playing the cue ball back to the ball, Ken, he's very aware not to leave that red in that end. So the pot success, first 4 frames. Well, that's good from Mark Allen, 93%. Ricky Walden just a percentage lower than what's required. Long pot success. Well, I think you're looking at about 66%, which is fair, but quite low, and quite low from Ricky. We've seen him miss a couple of what you could only describe as easy long pots. Safety success. Well, good from Ricky Walden, but of course that pot success is what's letting him down. He's probably getting more chances, but not taking them. The danger red, of course, is the one over the far left corner. But there was plenty of reds in the way to cover that up. I have to say a slight advantage in this tactical battle to Mark Allen here, because he's the one who has the opportunity always to bring the cue ball back to the top cushion. As long as he gets it pretty close to the top cushion, and all as Ricky Walden's got is just a little roll into the reds. But having said that, well, I was thinking for a minute Ricky may be able to cut this red to the right middle. He's going round to have a look at the potting handle. That's a little bit careless to have left this opportunity. He's taking it on. Or is he?
It was a similar shot that cost him the previous frame, wasn't it, when he went all out for one in the middle and left him. And if he can find a safety shot here, I would suggest he plays it, because this cut is thin.
Yeah, this was a similar type of shot. Overcut it, and it cost him dear. So, decided not to take the risk. But as I say, it's still advantage Mark Allen. Well, maybe more than advantage. Can he get through to this red? Well, he could. Well, that was so careless from Ricky Walden to leave that, but it's amazing. How many times do we see that in this game? You see a player play a very poor shot, but